Oh, yeah. Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people, today? Oh, yeah. Coming with another wonderful episode of Beats, Vibes, Life. I'm excited. We got two good albums in this show. I bring an album. My man right here brings an album, and we tell you how much we dig it. But before we get started, to my left, my esteemed colleague, Arckatron.
What's up, people? How you doing today? I'm a little low. I got energy though. My energy about to get up now.
Yeah, we got to
ready
get
for
high.
today. We got
now,
two joints.
Who do you want to go first? You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You can go first. Since I just listened to Method Man, so it's on my brain. It's on my brain. It's on my tongue.
Word up.
Yeah. So everybody on IG Live, we about to go right to YouTube. So come migrate over.
Migrate,
and we'll see y'all over there.
Yo, right, what up, Alan? Alan Lewis in the house. What up? See, I know Haas was on IG, so what up to him? But even though he already got his what up, but you know what I'm saying? Same thing. I am bringing to you guys the very first album, solo cut from the one and the only Method Man from Wu-Tang Clan. That's right. It's
Tical.
Is an album that it's weird. I feel almost the same as I felt when I first got it. But I will go over my general stuff first. Now I'll pass it off to my man right here. Tical is an album that is dusty, raw, gritty, grimy to the core. It speaks to like the real gritty street, like the street style rap that was coming out of New York at that time. And just some dope lyrics and some great energy. But I'll let you go on and drop some on it.
Tical, great. I mean, at the time when it came out, I remember Bring the Pain. Then I remember Release Yourself. Those singles coming out and like recording those singles like 1,000 times on like VHS back in the day. Me and my brother used to record a lot of videos, a lot of Mob, a lot of Wu-Tang, a lot of Nas. Biggie was on there. But I remember recording that Bring the Pain and Release Yourself video like 1,000 times. Cause like we love like Method Man. Method Man was a guy. He was the face of Wu-Tang.
Yeah,
there was
it was basically
the face you wanted to see was Method Man's face, and then everyone else's face.
Yeah,
it was like that, especially in this one, because he had Method Man, the song.
Yeah.
So he was the first one to come out the gates with a solo album.
Yeah.
On Def Jam at the time. He's 94, so it's a year after entered the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. So I just felt like
it was dope.
It was a interesting time because he's like, they're all gonna come out with solos. Cause if they're a group, like usually they have a couple albums as a group, and then maybe somebody like disgruntled and goes off and do a solo thing. So like, all of a sudden,
I'm gonna do my thing.
The next year you hear like, it's Method Man. Okay, cool. And then the next year, boom, 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 you just get hits all these solo albums. You're like, wait, where's all this coming from? And that's just great because the model was a brand new model. No one was really doing that.
No one has ever
done that, really.
And it was game changing.
And I feel the album, for me, album was good. I felt that like it definitely is dusty, like super dusty, super like basement style production, basement style raps, like you almost like it felt like he freestyled some of the stuff too, or he like freestyled and like wrote it down, like rephrased it a little bit. But it definitely is very raw Method Man and very like what's the word I'm looking for, like kind of dark in a way, very dark and the tone of the album is very dark.
Yeah, very dark.
And it was for me it was a little surprising because you have Method Man, which is like him going off all these references and like cartoons, old singers, old songs. Hey, You Get Off My Cloud is actually from the Dramatics, actually.
Okay.
Hey, you get off my cloud. That's how the song goes. So he was pulling from all these like old cartoons,
and then went super dark with
it and put it all together. So the next album, his album was like, okay, he just went super dark, and maybe that's just where they were at the time, post 36 Chambers. Maybe they just were in a dark phase, or just whatever. So I just found that was a little weird for me. But but then here in the second album, you kind of see, that's just Method Man style when he does solo albums.
Yeah.
Cool, I'm fine with it. So,
Yeah, this album to me plays even more so when I was younger. When I was younger, I just like accepted music as it was and didn't like really dissect it. This comes off once again like another album we were talking about. I can't remember which one. It might have been Below the Heavens. I don't know, but this one comes off like a demo.
Okay.
This one comes off to me like a demo. But still good, but just it doesn't seem to have that clear vision through line.
Yeah. Which is surprising because it's a RZA production album.
Yeah. There are pieces that fit together, but it's really just like I'm dope and these are my songs.
Yeah.
And it's like, and like, don't get me wrong, they definitely come through on a lot of them. You got Street is on there.
Yeah, Street Life them on?
Yeah, Street Life. Street's on there.
Carlton Fisk is on there. There's another PLO style. Which I was like, yo, where the PLO style? I just thought when I was driving, like, where's the PLO style album? Where, you know, because you know what I mean? I think, I don't know, Carlton I think was in and out of jail. So
but
it's hard for him to kind of come around for those albums. But at least like a Street and Meth album, Meth Street.
Meth. that would have been a dope. They kind of did it.
Well, the second album, it was like because Street Life played the Raekwon or Ghostface role in the Cuban Saga. Yeah. So that was Street Life was on like 10 to maybe like 12 tracks.
He was on a lot.
So it was like Method Man featuring Street Life. I wish he put Method Man featuring Street Life on the album.
Wow,
that would have been for 2000. I wish he would have did that because it would have been really cool if he did that. Like how just like Raekwon
because he was on a lot of
featuring Ghostface.
Yeah, and there's a couple of songs that I forgot that I just straight skipped.
What songs is that?
Release Your Delph, I skipped. Not because the rhymes, because the singing. There is some bad Takitha level singing on this album.
But the thing is, that's that Wu-Tang singing. Like
Wu-Tang always be getting the most average singing shorties from the hood.
You know what?
That
actually was Blue Raspberry, but that's not. Don't give Takitha that bad. Takitha got some style sometimes.
Yeah, I know. Takitha,
no, but I think this was the first. I'm trying to think the whole 36 Chambers if there was any singing on it.
Nah, I don't think so.
This is the first time you hear singing, I guess. Or Wu-Tang production album.
And Raspberry just doesn't come on.
Blue Raspberry.
She just It's not happening for me. She kills that whole song for me.
She kills it. Like I said, she kills it.
Yeah, she kills it.
That feels good. That feels good.
Like, put the chicken bone in there. What are you doing? Donation, trash can. Donation.
I thought it was trash.
But shout out to Method Man. I know he watches the show.
What up, Meth?
What up, Meth? Yo, first album, dug it, but it definitely came off like that. Even though the production was on point, the rhymes was on point. Like I said, it didn't seem like there was a clear vision.
Nah, it was just a bunch of songs thrown together, I feel.
But that man, it's kind of like in Dragon Ball Z when he's like, "This isn't even my final form." Like this joint is like, "This is me in my rawest form." Like the rhymes were just so.
Man was like,
rhymes, the way his delivery, the charisma.
He was crazy.
It was just like, who the is this? Because it was so different. And I remember being younger, just like, yo, man, he is killing like this. He is rapping right now. Like this dude is rapping.
Yeah. Like
on some like a whole nother level. Like his voice is like becoming an instrument. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of someone who is very like kind of monotone or something like that and doesn't really do a lot with their voice except speak. He really uses his voice to be very intricate with like inflections and when the beat stops and stuff like that. He really uses it to his advantage, which just stands out, and which is why like this is an album that even though I can't give it classic level in my mind, I was like, this is a classic. Like,
but hearing it again,
I'm like, it's strong, but it's a demo. It's a solid demo. This is something that gets you signed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's not I can't give it that classic.
So there's stories about this album, and basically RZA had a flood. So he
Oh
lost
yeah,
all,
I forgot about
he
the
lost
flood.
all the music for like a lot of the solo albums that were coming out. This is like I think the flood was in 90, like either end of 93 or like early 94.
Yeah, yeah.
So when he was working on all these albums, the first Meth was always the first one online.
Yeah.
So the problem was that he had to recreate all the beats and stuff like that. So then like I think Meth got the short end of that stick. And Deck got the short end of the stick because he was supposed to come out too.
Oh yeah, because
So
Deck's joint didn't come out
music-
until after Forever, right?
Yep.
Way after Forever.
Way after. Well, not way after, like a couple years after.
Yeah,
Not
it just seems like it was so long.
Yeah,
after
but I think so. His album, I think, was supposed to come out. I want to say '96.
Okay.
Like when Ghost came, because Ghost was the only one that came out in '96.
Oh
So
yeah.
I mean, it's supposed to be like Deck, but like his album got kind of like not shell, but more like.
And Deck is very, like, he doesn't have the charisma maybe on the mic, but it's just that technical skill.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when they do diving and they do gymnastics and they like technical difficulty. Like that's that dude. Like Jizza and Deck are those dudes.
Yeah, yeah.
Where it's like, all right, hold up. So you had to think of how much stuff to make this connection.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I was.
Or even simple stuff like, lyrics are weak like clock radio speakers. It's like it's simple, but then it's like everybody can relate to it. You're yeah, those things are weak. It's like
I definitely. So like, there's a Meth got kind of like caught up in that. RZA kind of like scrounging to scrambling to make beats and finish the album or like finish it. So I think Meth got the short end of that stick a little bit because then you see the next 4 albums.
Yeah.
The production level quality is just like.
Yeah. So it's like it's messed up because like floods. I mean, they happen. Like if you're on the West Coast, there's not a lot of basements on the West Coast, or at least in Southern California. But the East Coast, there's tons of basements, like, all throughout the East Coast. And, floods at times happen. And, when you're dealing with electronic equipment and
disc, and this back in the day was floppy disk.
Yeah, floppy disk and
drives and stuff like that need to work because your machine, if you turn it on, there's nothing on it.
Yeah.
Everything's depending on those discs to work.
Yeah, and those discs, when it comes to the discs, sometimes they'll work.
Especially those floppy discs, man.
Because like the floppy discs, if you can dry them out, sometimes you can get stuff off them, and that's sometimes.
Yeah, the chances are very slim.
Yeah,
I know because I had to deal with. Actually, look right over there. She goes right next to the maracas. Yeah, those floppy discs over there. I'm still dealing with floppy disks to this day, slightly. Yeah, like I don't even have a floppy drive. I just use the ASR10, drive.
Oh, and the ASR10 needs the floppy disk. Yep. Yeah. Yep. So, dang. Yeah, I forgot about
even
that.
Even my MP, I had a floppy disk for it.
Oh yeah.
When I first bought it, it was a floppy disk. When I first bought it.
When you updated it
when we met, I think I had a zip disk at the time.
Yeah,
I was rocking with the zip disk, the bigger big floppy basically.
And shouts to my man Nace. He used to rock the ASR10, so he always had the floppies on.
Man, the floppies, man. Floppies was on deck.
Yo,
I had a.
Remember when they had the zip, when you had the zip disk? Remember what was it, like the Mega Drive or whatever? Like
IO Mega Drive.
Yeah, man.
The blue one. You
couldn't tell nobody nothing with them discs.
IO Mega Drive. You couldn't tell me nothing about the IO Mega.
Yo,
and then
man.
my thing went down. And I lost like 2 beats. I was like, no. That's why I bought the multi-card. Multiple things I can put in there now.
Word out.
That's a little nerd behind
the scenes. Little nerd
behind the boards.
Making.
Behind the board stuff. But yeah, so I felt like, Matt got the short end of that stick a little bit there.
Word up.
So I felt like I wish he would have got another fully RZA produced album.
Okay. Makes sense, yeah.
Like I wish he did. I wish he would have got that off a little bit there. Even know I even think about, cause when did the joint with Redman come out? The Fly Robin Fly joint come out? Was that around the same like 94?
You're talking about maybe 95, maybe one more year.
I think that was 94, man. Because he was saying some of the lyrics in Tical.
Maybe.
I think it came out before Tical actually.
Maybe.
Like they did the song and that was it. But then I'm like, why did it take him so long to do a Meth Man Redman album?
Man,
that's the crazy part.
And we will cover that joint because 95. Okay.
Oh, was 95?
Yeah. Thank you, Haas. Thank you.
So maybe he was spitting lyrics that was gonna come out. Maybe they worked on a 95.
That Meth and Red album, that Blackout.
Yeah, that first one. We're not talking about the first one.
That Blackout. Second Blackout 2 is it's got sequelitis. where they try to do it bigger and better, and you end up getting some gems, but it just doesn't. It just doesn't. It's very few sequels that really do that. You know what I'm saying? But
I have a thing. I have a thing with anytime. Okay, anytime where there's a synergy and it's going well, do 1,000,000 songs because it would never be that way ever again. And for why? Then you can just release these albums. Boop boop. Album 1.
But I mean,
boop, album 2.
I think their synergy is still the same. I think they still have. I think Meth and Red still have the same.
But they're not the same. Energy. It's synergy and energy. It's two things. That's one thing I recognize with Method Man now. Right. Hearing Method Man on Tical.
Haas put Blackout 2 with mad down thumbs.
Yes, because he was correct about that.
Look, it ain't gonna be all them thumbs down.
All the thumbs down for all the rap tracks. Okay, so there's something that I realized about Method Man over the years. So listening to Cal made me realize there was an energy to him that he does not have anymore.
All right. Well, I mean, that's with everybody and everything. You know what I'm saying?
That is very true. But with Method Man, it's very stand out. It stands out even more because the way he was bouncing on the mic, bouncing, jumping. Now he's very like straight cookie cutter. Redman still spits and got.
Yeah.
But Method Man is very a straight man, and you can notice a little bit on Blackout. There's a little bit like Method Man is not. Redman kills Method Man on Blackout most of the time. Run it back.
See, because I never look at it as a competition.
No, it's not a competition. I'm just saying, but listen, hear how Meth is rapping compared to how Redman's rapping.
All right, okay.
I feel Method Man was on a little decline, and Redman was still kind of going up. Cause this is right after Doc's the Name. Method Man's right off of Tical 2000, which is great. But Meth started to do a little decline because he came very formulaic in his rap. I was like, this is so weird to listen to. It's almost like if Old Dirty started to rap on beat and like really rap, like just straightforward. That's what it's like with Method Man. I felt Meth and Dirty styles are very comparable at that time early in the movie. They were very just like you didn't know where they were gonna land. And it reminds me of when I forgot who it was. It wasn't Quincy Jones. I forgot who it was, but they described it was a Straight No Chaser. There's a documentary on Thelonious Monk. Okay. And the way the guy described it is like. You never knew if he was gonna play the right note the way it looked. It never looked like he was gonna play the right note, but he always played the right note. That's what Method Man and Dirty Styles remind me of. Where like you never knew if they were gonna land correctly with the rhyme and with the word they were gonna use, but it always locked in somehow. All right. So I felt that energy has been missing from Method Man. Okay. Since forever. After forever, since. That's just 2000 was good. Tical 2000 was good.
Yeah, Tical 2000.
He was still bouncing and like jumping all over the place, which is great. That's the Method Man that we love, and the references and stuff like that. Great. Yeah. So I felt that's like Tical was like, oh man, I missed that Meth. I really missed that. Okay. All right. Yeah. It's more of an energy thing where like you can tell this man's raw. And when we say raw, I say raw energy. Yeah. Like untapped. Yeah, I'll give you that. Still trying to fill his way out, and it was working.
Yeah. It was definitely something that was just like, it was just energy, no direction. It was just like, here's this energy on the mic, take it or leave it.
Yeah, because even this is great. He did the what with the same year. With
Biggie.
People say, oh, man, got Biggie on that one, and I might say, Mike got him. I got him.
Which is why it's so hard for me not to give this classic level, because. Energy-wise, and the fire, you know what I'm saying? That's classic level. But then, the singing.
There was just
some of the beats.
The vision wasn't. It wasn't.
The vision
which
was
is very surprising from a RZA fully produced album.
Yeah, but man, like the What? You're right. The What was, man. Whoo, that's a fire song.
Yeah.
Whoo, that's a fire song.
Easy Mo B on the beat.
Yeah. And. That's another like deceptively simple beat.
Oh yeah. But it's Easy Mo B was doing some like he was a chemist, man. He was a chemist on that SP1200. He was a chemist.
Haas said Redman between 98 and 01 caught a massive amount of bodies. Yep. Yo, Red.
Because even on I was gonna say
on the sneak right now, Red is out rapping a whole bunch of cats.
Yeah.
Like on the sneak.
But-
and Redman's like, what, 60? Nah, he ain't that old. I ain't gonna. Redman watches the show.
What up, Reggie?
But Red out rapping a lot of cats now. Like,
Well,
but
what
that
I,
time,
what
yeah.
I said, that's like he was like supernova.
Yeah, because we covered Muddy Waters.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
where he was like, but ding.
But then
And
he
matter of fact, he even went higher.
Yeah, I'm saying he went higher, like Doc's name.
Yeah.
Like he was like, cause
Yo.
even like Death Squad album.
Oh,
Redman bodied all of them. I don't think it was Redman, then Keith, then Eric Sermon.
Yeah,
that's the
it
way the
was-
order goes.
That was
Like 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man. That Red was killing him. He was that time was
yeah.
he was
So that's why I'm like
on
Redman.
fire.
Yeah. So I feel like Redman was just like was still going up, and Meth Man was kind of like plateauing and got
Aight.
dipping down a little bit.
All right, cool. Because I'll give you this. I have seen Red and Meth together since then on different songs. You know, they've done songs since then.
Yeah.
They've done songs in the last couple of years that, and this is not to dog them, because Meth, Red, I know y'all are watching. I know y'all checking out the show.
What up? What up?
Grading you against yourself. Because, I mean, it's still better than, like, you know, the run-of-the-mill stuff that's out now.
Nah, man, the run of mill stuff is great, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah. but grading them against themselves, you can see, you know, a little is different. I'm not going to say that it's bad because it's not. It still knocks, and you guys are still putting words together better than a lot of these cats are now. But it's not, you know, it's not that same feel. But to their credit, you can't ever get that back. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
Yeah.
That would be like me, like, oh, I want to do something like I did.
But the thing is, I want to
2015, 14, 2008. You know,
the thing that trips me up is like, how did you get to that point? Like, I don't remember. It was with Method Man. It was like I would say it was a slight. In terms of like, how did he like? You know what it was? He just got better at rapping. That's what it was. He got better at rapping. He in terms of like rapping, like writing words.
Okay.
Like, structure, like his structure got better,
Yeah.
you know, in terms of like better and more uniform. That's what it was.
The more rappers he was around, the better a songwriter he became. But then he kind of lost the kind of like.
And I feel
You know.
it's a lot of times me and Haas always talk about this. Is about the people that's around you. So if
Yeah.
you don't have the same people around him that's pushing him, that kind of like coming up with different kind of styles. Same thing with Ghostface. Ghostface had Superb on Supreme Clientele. Perb made it possible. He just passed away, R.I.P. He actually just passed away.
Oh,
so
man.
that dude, the way he's on the album, on a couple tracks, whatever, and that dude's wow, like almost like a Ghostface Old Dirty mixture. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So like the way his mind, so Ghost being around that energy made his pen be way better.
All right.
Even like more than he was on Iron Man, you know what I'm saying? Like he just leveled
Right.
up because of people
Yeah.
he was surrounded by. And I feel when you surround yourself with people who weren't there from the beginning, it's a little weird. Now, granted,
Yeah.
it's gonna be harder hanging around his brothers, you know, Wu-Tang, because they're the only.
You know,
heroes.
everybody's,
They're all over
you
the
know,
place.
the laws,
Yeah,
people have
managers,
families now.
Method Man.
it's
Actually, I
like,
saw
you
Method
know.
Man at the Drop the Mic thing. I saw him. What up, man? I saw
Oh,
him.
what?
I went to a taping once.
Huh?
Yeah.
See, he talking about me. This man is doing.
He's going to
He's at
screenings.
he's at taping.
Yeah, but I was sitting in the crowd, like clapping my hands and smiling my face all that time because it was on camera, and my face hurt. I'm good. It was good experience though. It was good to see like behind the scenes and like what happened.
No doubt. Yeah, but it definitely a good album. It's hard for me not to give it that classic because as an MC, I'm like, yo, that fire, that energy is definitely enough. But then when you listen to it again, and I haven't listened to Kyle in years.
I haven't listened to probably in like 6 months. Someone said they saw
Method Man killed his verse on Got My Mind Made Up off of Pox. Yeah. If you guys,
That was
if you don't
96,
remember, there was on his album there was a song called Got My Mind Made Up. It was Tupac, Corrupt, Red, and Meth,
I believe so.
and all of them came correct. And that was when that came out. I was surprised to have them all on a song because I was like, yo, remember, because the beef was still
West Coast. Yeah, but
You know what I'm saying?
the thing is,
Because
the beefs are weird.
yeah, the beefs are weird because, like, you know, MTV and BET drove that stuff. And they would have you believe, like, I ain't going front. When I was younger, you know, a lot of people believe, like, yo, it's like if you were a rapper, you couldn't even like perform in the West Coast. And to a certain degree, sometimes that stuff did happen.
Depending on what you said.
Yeah, depending on what you said. Like,
who's that dude named that Tim Dog? Was that the dude I'm thinking about? The dude that had that beef against West Coast. That was his name, not Tim. Tim Dog, isn't that the guy from Cypress Hill? Man, I'm mixing it all up. Y'all help me out.
Yeah.
There's somebody made a beef song.
Was it Sin Dog? Sin Dog? So whatever. It's one of them cats.
Moving on.
One of them cats from Cypress Hill.
No, it's not Cypress Hill. Was it?
It's not?
I don't. It's some guy.
Some dude.
He had beef with somebody. I don't know why I mentioned the name.
Anyway, our next album. I'll let you introduce it because it needs no introduction, but I'll let you introduce it.
My next album, or the album that I brought to the table.
Oh, well, you got new. I know it.
Bam! Oh, upside down. Bam! So I brought J Dilla Donuts. J Dilla JD Donuts to the table. Because it is the last album of his life.
Yeah.
Passed away in 2006. February 10th. This album came out February 7th, 2006. So he passed away 3 days after this album was actually technically released into the world. And at the time, you know, I saw things, I was like, oh, miss, you know, one time I saw him in a video, he was, you know, big. It was like, dog, Dilla really eating them donuts now. And then I saw him again. He was like skinnier than me. I was like, "Yo, that's a little." Weird.
Yeah, you saw the fluctuation of the weight.
The fluctuation of the weight was
fast.
a good tell. But I didn't really put too much thought into it. And then, like, you know, I heard the news. I was like, "That's crazy." So then I went out. Actually, that day, I think I went to like StoneStore.com or whatever and like download and like not download, but I bought the album, whatever.
Yeah.
So I can have actually the CD. I bought the CD. I bought this. I actually bought the 45s, and actually I had the record, but I gave it to my brother.
I bought I can't remember where I got the CD from, but I bought the CD.
Yeah,
I bought the CD like dead drop, and so I'm playing it, and I'm like, all right, okay. So it's kind of like a beat tape, but it's like not a beat tape.
Yeah.
But so it's kind of like, donuts.
All on 45.
All on 45.
Yeah, so it's cool. So basically, describe the album. So this album is an instrumental album.
Yes.
Instrumentals album. Before this, you had Manated do something. Before all that, you had DJ Shadow. It was 91, the introducing, or I forgot how it's called.
Yeah.
But he had his first, like, it was his first like beat tape, like, yo, this is an instrumental album. Those are very rare, and it still was kind of rare.
There's a couple here and there.
A couple here and there, because you really had to be like, it just was a thing.
Prolific.
Like, someone had to put it out for you, like a label had to like really put it out, because that concept in itself, instrumentals was still a rare.
Yeah.
The idea was still growing or whatever. So when this album came out, I heard some of the songs already. I heard some of the beats already from it, and I was like, "Oh, this is crazy." I was like, "Oh, this is the next Dilla phase. You know, it's the next phase that he was in." And then to hear the album in its entirety, and I'm like, "Okay, this is something you gotta sit with." It's not something you just like, oh yeah, cool, you're just gonna rap over track. Try to rap. There's like a couple tracks you actually can rap to. Everything else is there's a lot of vocal cuts in and outs and stuff like that. And it was like a unique style for Dilla. Like, oh, this is kind of crazy. Like the drums like had this kind of weird like vacuum like it would hit or whatever in a certain way. It kind of felt like the whole album was like a radio station. Like you tuned into Dilla. You know, WWI, you know, WIDIL.
WJI,
JD, JY, WJ radio station. It just felt like you just tuned in and like, oh, but by the time you really got, it's the next track. The tracks are very short. There's 31 tracks.
Very short.
2 of them repeat, and then the beginning track and end track repeat. And then
the outro first.
Outro and intro.
The intro,
yeah. So the outro first and then, So
it's like you're listening to. I wonder. Is there a?
Are you supposed to listen to it backwards?
Is there a way to listen to it backwards?
I think I've listened to it backwards before.
Oh, okay.
I know. I haven't listened to it in a while backwards, but I probably have done it.
Wow.
It's basically like a course. If you want to like do a beat intensive course, listen to Donuts, because it's like what you can do with samples.
Yeah. Also, it's like every type of like beat chop is in this album.
Yes, it's basically
Like-
his whole history is in this album.
Like whether you want to play with vocals, whether you want to play with drums, whether you want to play with like horns or something, it's all in this.
Yeah.
And as I was listening to it today, because I've listened to it so many times, now it's in my car on random, so they'll randomly come in and out. But to listen to it all the way through, this is like a perfect album to like study to do work to draw to like do some sketching or painting or whatever digitally to. Like it's just one of those joints that I would probably put on, because I never realized how good it is for that. Like good it for and I guess it's like pretty much because it allows you to think, even though it's dope beats, but it allows you to think. Another album that's good for the random, we'll probably never cover it because it's a movie score, but Daft Punk's movie score for Tron.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's you can draw to that. If you're an artist, you can draw to that like all day. It's just perfect for it.
Yeah.
But back to Donuts, just it allows you to think and like imagine while you're listening to it, but it's also so it just grabs you in with just like the way he handles voices, the way he like you were talking with the drums. It's just it'll throw you off because you'll get into, like you said, you'll get into it, be like, oh yeah, and it'll be like, ah.
Next track.
Yeah.
The funny part about it is
whether
that
it's working on it or any of those joints, it'll just switch up on you so fast.
the funny part about it is that like I've done a lot of research on this album. Is that the version that I said I've heard some of these beats before, they were even shorter. So the version that he turned into Stone's Throw was actually even shorter. Because if you hear the songs, there's loops in there. There's like it repeats.
Yeah.
Those repeats weren't supposed to be there. So him and Dave Cooley, I think that's the engineer, mastering engineer, they actually looped up some parts. To make it longer. Because it actually was even shorter. And probably was going to be like, instead of being...
because that's a problem with a lot of those cats on Stone's Throw, where you always hear about it. It's like, yo, they submitted the album. The album was like 20 minutes long.
Yeah, so they wanted to extend the album, so they just like extended, like just looped up some beats. So some beats you hear like the babe, like that twice. That's because it's already been looped over. Like it's only probably only be one or twice. You never supposed to hear things more than once.
Okay.
So it's more just like here's the album. Okay, what happened? I just listened to the album. It's supposed to really like show you all these glimpses of what he can do or what can be done with music, and like study that.
Incredible, man.
So I feel it's one of my favorite albums.
I forgot how much I love this album.
It just like
because I haven't listened to it in its entirety from front to back in a long time. Yeah. So when I listened to it, I was just like, "Dang, I forgot." Because there's so many, when you have like songs on random, you won't always hear, because Dilla, like you say, is 31 joints. Maybe in the last month I've heard 4 of those because I always listen to stuff on random. So listening to it all again, all over, it's just like, wow, this is just good. Yeah. This is just good. Oh, quick shout out to the chat. 1988 Thomas D. What up? What up? Nice to see you up in there. It is a feat in beat making.
Yeah, and also tell them the hospital stuff too.
Yeah. So the story goes, at least when I heard it, it was an interview with Common. Common was talking about when JD was finishing this up. He was, of course, going through his complications with lupus. And, he was in and out of the hospital, and he had people I can't remember who brought it to him, but he had someone bring his MP.
He had a bunch of people bring him stuff, records and MPs.
Records and MPs. And he was literally making music on his deathbed. And that, I don't think it gets no realer than that, yo.
Yeah. Because
he's the one that people say, oh, Michael's, NERDSoul, hardest working, man on YouTube. This is why. I quote this all the time. Him working, making stuff on his deathbed. That's why, like, people say, oh, you're doing photo shoots. Oh, you're drawing this. Oh, yeah, because it's like, yo, I have all these talents, and I use this example to tell people all the time. If you have talents that you're sitting on, stop wasting your time. There's no excuse because, this dude was making music on his deathbed, and then has that joint from is it? Oh man, it's not Styles P. Jadakiss, where it's like, is that real? But it sounds like is death real? Like the way he cuts it.
Yeah. So
it's like,
in terms of the sample choices that he chose for the album are very very purposeful. I feel like if you listen to the samples, like there's a song called "When I Die."
Yeah,
that's what the song, like Motherload is the name of the group.
And I actually went back and listened to the song. And
if you go listen to samples for this album, you're like, oh, you get it now. Cause like, yo, did he know this before? Like, did he know this was his last time?
Maybe it's one of those things where it's like you kind of feel like you don't have a lot of time left. Like you might not know when, but you know it's
he made
close.
enough beats for like 20,000 people. To me, like he made enough beats to last 20 people's lifetimes. He was, and think about this.
There's so many beat tapes out there.
Think about every time you go to work, you go 8 hours, 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
Double that, and that's probably that amount of beats he made in that time. 16 hours a day, making beats 24/7, pretty much like just making beats. And think about like the catalog, the amount of music, like the amount of hours he spent
There's
on
so
this
many.
stuff.
There's so many Dilla joints that like someone could probably rhyme to a Dilla beat that's like it could have been made in like '96 or something, and we'd be like, "Oh snap, that's a new joint." And it's like,
It's
no,
a new joint.
It's new to us, sort of. But you know, Dilla made that way back.
Yeah, and as we talked about, like as we talked about in the top 10 producers, Dilla had phases. So even this phase, I said it was like the last phase when he was live. He had another phase beyond that, which was in The Shining. And it was like, oh, it was like this style, but even more perfected and like even more like
because The Shining has Baby. And all right, let me tell you about this song, Baby. I don't know what it is, but Baby is like perfect.
It sounds like it could have been on Donuts.
Yeah,
but it's not on Donuts.
It's like
it was the next phase.
I don't know the MCs that he chose to put on there.
Yep, and that's actually the first time and the only time that Manated and Dilla are on the same track, rapping.
Oh, no, it is.
Yeah, because they're on their album. They just
traded off. Yeah, you're right. But I thought they were on one together and nah.
Wow. And Madlib co-produced that track too.
Yo,
so
man.
This is my Donuts theory. I think Donuts, because Madlib was out. I mean, Dilla was out here. I think Donuts was him trying to perfect them, because all his styles are him trying to perfect or like really add on to someone's style. I think he was trying to add on to Madlib's style, like try like go through use Dilla and then use Madlib as the inspiration. Or like J-Lib, I guess. Because Madlib was very raw, and Dilla early on was raw, and he became very polished, and then he was like, I'm gonna go back to being raw again. It's kind of like because he went back to Rough Draft and all that stuff. Draft, so like a full circle of like a full circle of life with beats. Wow. So I feel his last was basically like him taking that the California like influence, like all the producers out here, and kind of like pushing it forward. Because even then, that kind of ushered in the whole LA beat scene. Yeah, you're right. Because that's where a lot of what people consider Dilla babies. Everybody's style post the Donuts is post Donuts for a reason. It's even I brought up Flying Lotus, who kind of came out of that like Dilla babies kind of. Now he has progressed and like grown. Yeah, he's in another. Yeah, he's definitely grown but he was a Dilla baby. Yeah, definitely him. Like all of those cats. Dilla babies. But I think Low is the only one that actually broke out of it, like really. Low is the only one that proved that he had talent beyond the his beyond his inspiration. Man, Donuts, when you take all the stories around it, the fact that he made it on his deathbed, the fact that he knew death was coming, the fact that he got it finished anyway, it's like there's so much wrapped up in this and so much like emotion wrapped up in it. Because even after I'm listening to it today and I'm working and I'm listening to it, I'm just like, dang, this dude,
This dude is like the Gary Vee of beats. He's like, but nah, I was just listening to it like, dang, this is incredible on just a willpower, you know, on a willpower level.
Yeah.
Like death is coming. I'm staring death in the face, and I don't care. I'm gonna finish this anyway, and you can't stop me from finishing it. Like that's the kind of energy I take from it, where it's like that's why I grind like I do. This album, Dilla in general, but this album is why it's like I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm going there and I'm trying. And I got a newborn. And I'm still trying to figure out how to like Tetris my schedule to make things happen and to do stuff because, you know, when I think about a guy that's dying because of a disease. You know,
that's out of his control.
Out of his control, and he's still like, yeah, I'm gonna finish this album, and I'm gonna even talk about sort of what's going on with me
through the music.
Through the music.
So like when people say, "Oh, I'm gonna let the music speak," he literally let the music speak. Like he didn't need to say like no final words. He didn't say, "Yeah, it's Dilla. It's my last album. It's my last joint." He didn't do none of that. The music spoke, and it spoke volumes. And the impact is like a ripple effect. The impact or like a butterfly effect, really. Yeah. The impact, more ripple effect, probably better. Yeah. It's more like that album came out and it was like a ripple effect for everybody's style. Like, okay, we need to switch this up. Yeah. Everybody switched.
Also, every producer that I think is kind of like the A-list producers, like say like you know, I don't know. I mean, we did our top 10 producers. So like, say Pete Rock, Premier, Kanye, you know, Scratch, you know, RZA, you know, any of those guys.
Two of them on Pharrell said my favorite producer, J Dilla, JD from Detroit.
Yeah.
Kanye, your guy. JD is the drum god. His drums can't be topped. These are cool. And then Kanye was also on like not My Vine Ways of Time. He's on a documentary talking about Dilla too.
Oh, okay.
You should watch that. Because Kanye actually is...
Yeah, because there's so many documentaries that I haven't seen.
I think it was Tom, I don't know who said. Thomas said...
Kanye is from that tree. Thomas said Kanye is from that tree. I saw that.
I agree. He's not like a direct in the line, but he's definitely in that tree. He's like a weird part of the tree. Like he definitely has... Some of his sensibilities, like music sensibilities, are very Dilla-esque.
Especially early on.
Yeah.
Especially early on.
Yeah. Now it's kind of like more like he more evolved from that, which is like it's more.
Well, I mean, you gotta evolve. So
Kanye's always evolved. That's the thing about Kanye's always evolved. But his early style, even like his middle his style was very. The sensibilities were very Dilla. I'll just say that. Because like Dilla's sensibilities were very just felt natural. It didn't feel like it was forced. It just felt like that's exactly what you would do with a sample. Because I sample stuff that he sampled and vice versa. And I made a beat. Maybe I heard him a beat tape like later on. I'm like, yeah, why didn't I chop it like that? His version sounds so much more cleaner. So much more like he had a different...
More to the point or something like that.
Yeah, like it's just a complete thought. Like a complete thought, complete like vision. Clear vision, like, oh yeah, just do that. It's almost like he just telling everybody, yeah, just do that, dummy. Like just keep it simple, stupid.
Like he drops this donuts joint, and the funny thing is, like you said, the ripples go out, and there's tons of producers that just kind of like remain silent for a while. Of course, he passed, but also because I think they were sitting and listening to this joint, like, oh, well, damn.
Yeah, like I said before, like that can be done. Oh, I didn't even know that can be done. Like, because
when you listen to the samples, you're like, how?
Because I have the samples, and I'm a producer, and I've been doing this for 20 years, and listening to this, like, oh, wait, what? And it's still to this day. It's almost like you've seen Inception, right? The movie Inception, or not Inception, Memento.
No, I haven't seen Memento.
Okay, well, Memento is like a movie we have to see like 1,000 times, and you still don't get it. Donuts is like you hear it 1,000 times, and you still get pieces
There's
of
something
it,
brand new.
But it's always something brand new. Like, oh, I never even thought about. It's more like a maybe. Like maybe he did this, maybe he did this. We don't know what he did.
Yeah, because you don't know. That's the cool thing about artistry is you'll never know exactly how someone made something.
He's not around to explain it to us.
Yeah,
I don't think
he probably wouldn't.
He wouldn't explain, just like Manated wouldn't explain his
process.
Or
it would be kind of like if I was to explain like drawing or doing something in Photoshop or something. Yeah. But like, oh yeah, you just click this and you do that and you turn that around.
But I think
and you're like, no, you didn't just do that. I think and then it'll be like, yeah, you just put it and you switch that and you press that button. And you're like, that's not what you did. You did something way sweeter than that.
But I think even this, like with music in general, like some people that's just what they do.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason. Like, that's
Yeah.
how you can explain, like, why do you love music? Can you explain, like, why you love music? You just love it. This is something about it. It's more, but it's saying, like, some things don't have an explanation. I would like the explanation, but even if I got it, I probably wouldn't want it still. It's that mystery of, like, how he did it keeps me keeps me going. Yeah. It's like, there's still more to do.
Well, see, in my estimation, the reason I laughed is because I imagine, because, like, every now and then I'll teach, like, Illustrator or Photoshop or Premiere classes or whatever, and there'll be stuff I'll be going through teaching a lesson, and I'll hit a quick key or something like that and completely forget about it because I'm so used to doing it. And be like, oh, hold up, you have to press this. And that's how I figure, since it's so much part of him, if you were like, explain this to me, you'd be like, oh yeah, just press this, press this, and turn this. And you'd be like, no, that's not how you do it. And be like, yeah, oh, my bad, hold up. See, before you press this,
it's a
you gotta do this.
He learned and
or something that he messed up one time and was like, oh, that's kind of sweet. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
but again, he probably had 1 million hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, he beyond 10,000 hours. It's just the point where, like, you just dedicate yourself to this is what you're doing, and that's all you did. Like, he just did a lot of beats, man, a lot of music, and everything he produced for everybody. He laced everybody.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody.
I don't think there's anybody who
Bilal got laced, Common got laced. Slum Village got laced.
Yeah.
Even when he wasn't on it, he still got the best Dilla tracks from him. You know, the one joint, the HOES joint. Like, he just laced everybody. Like, and it was just like, man, like, he just had the drive, like the will to drive, and also the technical knowledge and the just like kind of magic, you know. He had that magic, like he just had that magic.
And speaking of, matter of fact, that said that this is like sheer willpower. With comics, this album, Donut's album, is like the Green Lantern, you know, willpower coming through the music. Like, this joint is just wow, man.
He had it.
Because it didn't hit me until I listened to it in full again today, and I was just like, man.
Yeah, like on the beats, dude, you couldn't mess with the dude on the beats. Like he can match your style and top it. And you're like, hey, how do you do that?
Like you can be like, all right, guys, here's the same sample. Put you and him in a different room, and I mean anybody from my top 10 on his side or mine. Put them in a different room. Here's one sample. Here you go, Dilla. Here you go, RZA, Timbaland.
That's why what she was.
Nice
I would
Wonder,
like to see that battle, like a Timbaland versus Dilla battle.
That would be
because they're both so
unique.
So unique. And they're both like they both have a unique style, but also have an impact with the music. Like where it's very them. It's very like there's never a time like is that a Dilla beat? No, you know it's a Dilla beat. Same thing with Timbaland, you know it's a Timbaland beat. It just has this feel like
I wonder how that would come out.
Soul into it. You know
I wonder how that would come out. That would be
because Dilla could also, he had some other kind of beats where it wasn't just regular boom bap hip hop. Dilla could get there.
Dilla hit you with that smoothness.
He had the West Coast
had the boom bap.
He
had the West Coast. He had that spacey kind of stuff.
He had even the trap stuff. He did a little trap stuff there too.
He even had like some like just like with Rough Draft, like kind of like straight loops. I mean, he said straight loops. If you like listen, you're like, well, this is sort of a straight loop, but it's not like straight loops.
Don't listen to him. He don't listen to him. He was lying to y'all. There ain't no straight loops on that album.
He was like straight loops.
There's no to him. Straight loops. To him it was a straight loop.
And see, that's when you do it so much. When you do it so much, it's like, oh yeah, this is straight loops. It's like, nah, man.
No. Why you lying? Because crushing is not a straight loop. I'll tell you this right now.
Lying?
Because I tried to remake that beat, and it is not a straight loop.
Yo, crushing is, man. Another deceptively simple beat.
That beat is difficult.
Because it's like, it just sounds like a simple beat.
I've tried to do it.
Make this. And
I did a good job at it, but it's still there's some elements I can't get down.
It's like, how did
Same thing with even Heat, the joint he gave Common. Like, I tried to redo that beat. There is one part of the beat, I don't know where he got it from. I listened to a whole Tony Allen song. What's it called? Asiko. Yeah. But that beat... he did something magic again, like kind of like it's like
that joint.
It's like going to somebody's kitchen and they got that secret ingredient that you can't find.
Yeah, it's like,
it ain't in the cabinet, it ain't in the cupboard. You don't know where it is.
Yeah, here it goes. When your grandma's cooking and she be killing it, right? And you be like, oh yeah, what's the ingredients? And she like, I don't got none. I just You know, I throw in this, I throw in that, and it's a,
you know what the secret ingredient is? Heart. It's
Yeah,
something
it's
that we
like-
can't.
it's something-
It's something that you can't match because you gotta have
because
your own heart.
your grandma ain't measuring a cup. She's just like, you know what I'm saying? She knows. She just knows when she's.
If soul was the thing,
she'll-
that's
you know
what it is.
that's
Soul.
why she be tasting while she like, cause I'm sure Dilla be like, all right, I ain't ready. I ain't ready. It's ready. You know what I'm saying? And just like, you know, your grandma might be in the kitchen, be like, it's not ready yet. A little more sugar, a little more basil, a little more whatever, and then, all right, it's ready. And that's why you can't, because you can't weigh it or calculate it. You know what I'm saying?
It's unmeasurable in this world.
Yeah,
you can't measure it.
Yeah.
So that's why Dilla, like his loss is a great loss because
Yeah.
that his impact
We're
everyone
not-
he knew, everyone he collabed with, it impacted all of them.
Yeah.
And
And
it
I
impact
hate
every
to
listener.
say this because it always sounds exclusionary with people that are out doing their thing now, but we ain't never gonna get another Dilla. And if we do, it's gonna be a long.
But the thing is, do we even want another Dilla?
Well, and when I say another Dilla, this is what I mean by another Dilla. Someone who carries the torch of the fire and the will and the love for it, not specifically his style.
Gotcha.
Like so when a lot of people are like, well, you know, what do you want hip hop to do? Do you want people to just rap like they did before? And I'm like, no, I don't want people to rap like they did before. I mean, some can if they want, but what I want is to feel the same passion for hip hop that I felt from the artists back in, say, the early 90s and the 80s. These days, I do feel a lot of artists treat it as a stepping stone to acting or a get-rich-quick scheme, and that shows because your passion isn't really there. It's not that I'm not digging trap like that. No, it's that most trap guys really aren't bringing that fire, and the ones that do are, unfortunately, overshadowed by the guys that are able to pump out more content, but don't really seem like they got that heart in it. So that's what I mean by another Dilla, is someone who's like, just like, who has that deep love that's really putting in work and has like nothing but bangers. Because I can't think of like a Dilla beat that's like, just like, oh, this is trash. Like, there might be some that I've listened to so many times that's like, all right, let me skip this. Because I've heard it like 5 million times.
Nah, I've never
But there's not a beat that Dilla's made that I've been like, oh, God, this is garbage. Why even put this out? Like, it just,
especially
it don't exist.
Especially the stuff that he gave people to use, like all the Busta Rhymes beats. Never,
Man.
he never skimped when it came. He never skimped when it came to anybody.
Daylight,
if he was
Busta,
putting music out, he never.
Yeah.
I mean, he never did. Even if he wasn't giving it to people, he just never like. It's almost like he was always like, almost like somebody was always watching. Like, he felt like somebody was always watching him and keeping like him on the straight and narrow. Like,
Word.
Don't forget, like
don't mess this up.
Yeah,
Don't
but
screw
I think
up.
he just had the love like that.
Man. Big shout out to Little Miss Chocolate. Big shout out to Alan Lewis. He said most trap beats to me sound the same. I think
There's a lot of hi-hats, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I think I think
Bruh.
with that said, I feel very similar, but with that said, that leaves a very unique opportunity for someone to come into trap music and twist it with some uniqueness and make it something else. And then people will be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? But that Dilla type person isn't here.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
See, I can't say that.
And that's
we don't know. The thing is like,
there could be somebody right now in like Oklahoma that's crushing it, and we just don't know.
I never want to say this. People are people. You know what I'm saying? Like we're all different, and I wouldn't want another person to even be anywhere near that guy. Because I'm saying like, there's gotta be people. You know what it is like? Mm-hmm. You seen the one with Jet Li?
Yeah.
Okay, remember how he was killing all the other Jet Lis to get to be the one?
Yeah.
Dilla was the one. He was taking over like maybe 20, maybe like 50 other Dillas in different alternate universes. He was just the one. He was the only one. So his energy is going to take like 50 producers to do his one thing. So if you take a collection of producers, collectively, that's Dilla.
Right, cool.
So you gotta look like Dilla's not just one. In this world, he was one person, but he in the multiverse, he was
in the multiverse,
there was no other Dilla. He was the only Dilla.
Yeah, and you know, we got.
And he was strong. That's what I'm saying. He had the will. He had the strength. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yo, because that.
So he was the one.
Yeah, and then
There's
there's
never gonna be another one.
We're gonna leave it right there. He was the one, and Dilla is truly the reason that I go as hard as I do. That's it. That's it. That's the show. He was the one.
He's the
you know what I'm saying? Check out Tical, the fire and his voice and his lyrics. Got it.
Ooh,
and
if Meth Man was working with Dilla, man, that would have been crazy, man. See,
has Method ever? Not even one.
Wait. Was he on that song on Raekwon's album? No, I don't think he was.
Yo.
No, there's no Method. I don't think there's any Method Dilla.
Man.
Workings.
Man.
The closest we get is Left Right, D'Angelo.
Yeah.
That's because it's close. Like the closest we get, like.
It's the closest.
I'm trying to think. Is he ever been on
but man, if there was like a Tical 3 and like Dilla.
A proper Tical 3.
A proper Tical 3 with like Dilla and like RZA. Sheesh.
Yeah, but see the thing.
Because Dilla would have made RZA raise his game.
You mean like if Dilla was still alive, you're saying?
Yeah, if Dilla was still alive.
Yeah.
Because RZA would have rose his game for that.
Yeah, because
RZA would have came to play.
Because Dilla does have beats before he passed away with Ghostface. Because one on here is called One for Ghost. It's the Beauty Jackson joint. Not that one. It's the other one. Is that the one? It's the other one. That's whip you with a strap joint. That one. We were talking about like his mom beating him or whatever.
Alan said, did y'all hear Shanti, Georgia Smith, Lettucey, Major, and Tamia nominated for the Soul Train Certified Award? Gina and Pam will be hosting.
Oh, what? You got Gina and Pam?
They're going to be Gina and Pam forever, yo.
Oh,
man.
Yeah.
I'm not super big on awards, but since I do what I do, I've been having to watch a couple more.
Oh, well, you not going to the award show? I thought you would be going.
My invitation must have got lost in the mail.
Yeah, of course.
The Soul Train Awards, body that watches, all of them watch. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why y'all ain't had me up in the joint. But, hey, holla at a plan. You know what I'm saying? Give me a +1. I'll roll through.
You said it's on point, though, Thomas D?
He said, "No, I didn't know that. Soul Train's usually on point, though. All right, Soul Train Awards. I depeat that. But guys, before we bounce, of course, check out both the albums. But to my left, the esteemed colleague, Arckatron.
Hello, I'm here. Got energy. No, you can find me at ARCKATRON.com. You can also find a shirt like this too if you want it. I'm saying it's my little logo. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Get that
Don't
Arckatron.
It's trademark. Don't steal it. But you can find that. You can find music on my website. You can find the Black Panther on unofficial score.
Yes.
That me and him worked on.
Yes.
And
I worked on the video.
The idea, we worked on it, and I worked on the music.
And then he did all the tough, heavy lifting.
Yeah, so.
And I was just like, oh, that's dope.
They go check that out. Did a couple, like 3 or 4 songs with, depending on which character I was thinking about.
What up?
But on my right, where can we find you?
That's right. You can find me right here, youtube.com/NERDSoul, NERDSoul. Man, it's been a wonderful time. But if you want to carry it on, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at ThatNERDSoul. Tweet me, holla at me, send me a message, follow me, all those links, subscribe and all that good stuff. Hit that thumbs up, share this to your folks that love talking about hip-hop and going on some deep dives about albums. Until next time, this is from us to you, of course, saying peace.
Peace.
Because this is what it's all about, y'all. It's about peace. It's over.